back. We are in conversation with Dr. Randeep Guleria. Dr. Guleria, India's cases have seen a dip, but deaths continue to rise. Can we say as the country as a whole is past the peak of the second wave?
That seems to be the case, especially as far as the western part of India and central India is concerned. We seem to have now a downward trend for the last few days, and it seems that we may continue with this. Concern, of course, rise in southern India and eastern India, where cases still are rising, and hopefully they will sort of plateau and come down in the next few days. If you look at the country as a whole, the cases do seem to be on a downward trend.
And the rising number of deaths?
So that is a cause of concern, and I would say that we are seeing more deaths now than what we were seeing in the past, and we need to really look at it critically as to what could be the cause. Is it related to the variant causing more severe cases with more lung involvement?
Right.
Or is it related to some degree of delay in people coming to the hospital, relying more on home treatment or home isolation and taking oxygen at home, and then when the saturation really becomes too low, crashing when they reach the hospital.
Right.
So there needs to be in each state, in each hospital, a death audit to just see what could be the cause and how can we really decrease our death rate so that we are able to bring this down.
Right. Daily vaccinations are way below the target. How can India deal with this acute shortage of vaccinations?
So there are multiple steps which have been taken, and I hope that in the next few days or weeks we will be able to see the outcome of that. One is, of course, the Sputnik vaccine now being rolled out, and therefore that adding to the stock. Second is the manufacturers of both Bharat Biotech and the Serum Institute setting up new manufacturing plants which will operationalize, and therefore the doses available will become much more. One is very hopeful that international vaccines which are available, especially Pfizer and others, will also be now coming into India, and that will also help to increase the vaccine pool. So I'm confident that maybe in the next few weeks' time, we will have more doses available because we desperately need them. One of the strategies that we have is to vaccinate as many people as we can. First, of course, based on the priority so that mortality comes down, but then even the others, because that will help to decrease our mortality and break the chain of transmission and thereby decrease the number of cases.
Delhi and Mumbai both have seen positivity rate of below 5%. Can the lockdowns in these cities or in other areas which are seeing a positivity rate of below 5% be lifted?
So in my opinion, there are two factors that we need to look at. One is, like you said, a positivity rate which is consistently below 5%. And secondly, data which suggests that at least 60 to 70, you have at least 30 to 40% of beds which are reserved for COVID now becoming vacant. Because what happens is that you may have still a large number of patients admitted, and you don't want to really lift the lockdown too early and then have another surge and have no vacant beds. So both availability of beds and a consistently decrease in the positivity rate to less than 5% would be factors which could sort of encourage a graded lifting of the lockdown.